Some time ago, a viewer described a dream to me that I haven't been able to forget. She was at a funeral. Flowers, soft music, every person she loved gathered in one room. She moved closer to the front, past the whispering relatives, and looked at the photograph beside the casket. It was her. And the strangest part, she said, was this. I wasn't scared. I felt calm, almost light. If you've dreamed of death, your own or someone you love, I know how heavy you woke up. Some people carry that dream around for days, afraid to even say it out loud, as if speaking it might make it true. So let me put the most important thing in this entire video right here at the start. Dream psychology has never treated a death dream as a prediction, and no evidence has ever connected these dreams to real deaths. It is not a prophecy. It is not a countdown. What it actually is might genuinely change how you sleep. So stay with me to the part about why that woman felt calm. Why does the mind even use death then? Why reach for the darkest image on the shelf? Because dreams don't do nuance. They speak in absolutes. When you're a little worried, you dream of being lost. When something is quietly wearing you down, you dream of crumbling teeth. But when something in your life is over, truly, completely finished, the mind reaches for its strongest word. And its strongest word for finished is death. Not because it's morbid, because nothing says this is done more clearly. Children do the same thing with language, if you've ever noticed. Before they learn nuance, everything sad is the worst day ever. Everything broken is ruined forever. The dreaming mind never grew out of that stage. It is ancient, brilliant, and it exaggerates like a 5-year-old. Keep that in your pocket for every scary dream you'll ever have. Hold that thought while we walk through what people actually dream, version by version. Dreaming of your own death. This is the classic threshold dream, and it visits people at the exact moments you'd predict once you know the code. Engagements, divorces, graduations, retirements, recoveries, big moves. Some identity you've worn, the single one, the student, the drinker, the employee of 15 years, is ending. And the mind stages a death, because to it, that's precisely what's happening. Someone you used to be is not coming along. Picture it concretely. A man, a month from retirement, dreams of his own quiet funeral, held, of all places, in the office hallway. A new mother dreams she drowned, while her old self, the one who could book a flight anywhere on a Tuesday, waves from the shore. The imagery is dramatic, but the bookkeeping is honest. Someone really is gone. It's just that both of them are you, dreaming of the death of someone close. This is the one that scares people most, so I'll be direct. Dreaming of your partner's, parent's, or child's death does not foretell anything. What it usually reflects is one of two things. Either the relationship is changing shape, a child growing up, a parent aging, a partner becoming someone new, or your love for them has collided with the simple, awful awareness that they are mortal. That awareness leaks into the night, especially after a health scare or a birthday. If you had this dream, you don't need to warn them, you need to call them. That's the whole assignment. A stranger's death or a funeral of someone you can't quite identify. Oddly common, oddly gentle. The unknown figure in the casket is very often a part of you retiring quietly, an old ambition, the athlete you were at 20, the version of you that was going to move abroad someday. Things that ended without anyone marking the ending. The dream gives them the funeral you never held. Dying in the dream, and then watching. From above, from beside, from somewhere calm. If this happened, notice what your mind just did. It moved you from the person in the story to the observer of the story. People often have this one when they're gaining distance from an old life, seeing their own drama from the outside for the first time. It tends to arrive with a strange serenity, and that serenity is not a glitch. And then the tender one. Someone who has actually passed, alive again in your dream, sitting in their old chair, saying something small. I won't pretend this is just symbolism. If you're grieving, this is grief's language, and it's one of the most human things the mind does. Often there's an unfinished conversation inside it. It's okay to have it, out loud, in writing, at the grave, wherever. That dream is less a haunting than a door the heart leaves open. And if grief ever feels too heavy to carry alone, that's exactly what grief counselors are for. No dream required. Now, the woman at her own funeral, and why she felt calm. Carl Jung saw death in dreams as the psyche's great symbol of transformation, the necessary ending that precedes any real beginning. And people who work with dreams keep describing the same pattern, death dreams arriving right before good things, before weddings, before career leaps, before someone finally walks out of a season that was slowly shrinking them. The mind buries the old self first. It holds the funeral in advance so that the new life has somewhere to stand. Jung's word for it was transformation, and nothing gets deleted in that process. The chapter closes. The person who lived it stays, carrying everything it taught. The funeral in your dream isn't subtraction. It's your mind honoring what's ending, which is exactly what funerals are for. That's why she felt light. Some deep part of her had already accepted that a version of her life was complete, and the calm was the feeling of finally setting it down. The scariest dream in the whole catalogue is, again and again, the most hopeful one, wearing black. So if death visited your sleep, don't ask, "What's going to happen to me?" Ask these three instead. 1. What chapter of my life is genuinely finishing right now, even if I haven't admitted it in daylight? 2. Which version of me is ready to be laid to rest, and can I thank it before it goes? It got you this far. 3. How did the dream feel? Fear usually means I'm resisting the ending. Calm usually means I've already made peace with it. The feeling is the actual message. The image is just the envelope. And that's exactly what I'd love to hear below. Not the details, unless you want to share them, but the feeling. Were you afraid, or were you strangely calm? The comments on this one matter more than most, and I'll be reading all of them. If tonight's video steadied someone you know who woke up shaken, pass it to them. And subscribe if you want to keep learning what your nights mean. We've decoded fire, teeth, falling, the chase, and there's more ahead. Hold your people close tonight, not out of fear, out of gratitude.